Good morning, everybody. All right. Welcome once again from the beautiful, and I do mean beautiful, Tyler, Texas. Yes. All right. Okay, something's not going right here. Hold on. Okay. The game's acting up. I gotta get it restarted here. Uh, let's try it again. I sure hope each and every one of y'all having a beautiful morning. Now we're loading in right. All right, I must have hit a button wrong. We're in American Truck Simulator, and we have a few little discussion topics. Uh, yeah. All right. I was listening to a video my brother made, and he brought up a very interesting point. So I thought I would further on that. Uh, Not necessarily that particular point, but some other myths that are out there. And just put it out there for you to let you see what's going on. All right. Or maybe reaffirm some of the things you may believe. All right? All right. Mercy. This is a fine Tuesday morning. We woke up kind of chilly this morning, but it's warming up pretty good. Okay. Yeah, I got up this morning about, I don't know what time it was, 7:30, 8 o'clock. And we were running about 40 degrees on the back porch in the shade. And right now we're running about 58, 59 on the back porch and plenty of sunshine. All right. Mercy. Let's go to drive mode and we'll get things going here. Yes, we will. Again, good morning, everybody. All right. Crank it up. Bring our mirrors up. Bring our navy up as we inch forward here. Get this beast turned around. I had run a little bit with my brother the other day. We don't record together anymore. His computer, he has a lot of glitching problems. So we hadn't been doing any truck videos together. So let's swing around here. And we'll pick this up a trailer. We'll pick us up a load and we'll go see where it needs to be. Alright. Okay, what we got going where? Where we at? Well, Columbia, Montana. Or Missouri, excuse me, Missouri. Alright. That's a little further than I want to go. Garden City. That's a little better. Okay, well, we're taking Halloween candy. I know it's not Halloween. I know Halloween's done past, but they still got the runs. So I'm going to take his Halloween candy. And we're going to go over here at Garden City, Kansas. 465 mile. Alright, so let's go grab that trailer.
Time to get the job done.
Alright, let's back up here. Get her turned around. Where's our trailer at? There it is.
Let's go.
Let's go. There we got hooked up. 466 miles. It's 1:11 a.m. on a Friday. We should be there on a Friday about 9:46, 10 o'clock. All right. Let's ease on up here.
Turn left.
Get ready to go. Take a look at that trailer. You see all the chicken lights? I sure like chicken lights. And that's partially what we're going to talk about today, alright? There is a myth about chicken lights.
Get ready to turn right.
Might have to take a few
Turn right.
different conversations on it. If you find it interesting, I'd be glad to listen to you. The biggest myth about chicken lights
Turn
is
left.
people say that if you have a light out on a truck,
Keep left.
they can
And then turn left.
fine you for it. Well, yes, they can. They can fine you for
Turn left.
whatever they want to fine you for. And this is a fact. But you can fight it. There are required lights that must be operational on a truck and or trailer. But not all lights are required lights. If you get a ticket for a non-required light,
Go straight.
you can fight that and win. Yes. Some think that if the light is on the truck, it's got to be burning. No, it does not. You're required clearance lights in the back of the trailer. Whatever trailer that may be. Are one to each side,
Left,
top and
and
bottom,
then exit left.
clearance lights. Okay, or tail light
Exit left.
on the bottom. Three lights in the middle, on the top or bottom, because not all trucks are box trucks. And those 5 lights going across there, one to each side. The 3 in the middle are on trailers that are over 80 inches wide. 80 or wider. Okay? All the other lights that are required are marked lights midship of the trailer and at the nose of the trailer, or known as the back of the trailer in the industry. Alright. The reason it's known as the back is because it is the last to be unloaded. Anyway, at the front of the trailer you're required 2 clearance lights at the front, at the top, and 2 on each, 1 on each side in the front ambers near the front corner. Okay. 2 midship, 1 at the top, 1 at the bottom. At the rear you got your tail lamp, and then you got your clearance lamps on the top. Those are required on your truck. You got your tail light, brake light, license plate light, turn signals. On the front you got your turn signals.
Keep left.
You've got your cab clearance lights. 3 in the middle, 1 to each side. Your headlamps. Okay? Them are required. All other lights, whether they be on the truck from the manufacturer or somebody else put them on, they're not required, but they are helpful. Okay. So not every light has to be operational, just the ones that are required. And if you get a ticket for a non-required light, you can fight that. So the myth is all the lights gotta be working. No. Alright, there's another myth that's going around. a driver shortage here in the United States? No. We do not have a driver shortage. There are many, many, many people out there that are not only capable and willing to drive, but many of them people cannot find a job because it has become stupid ridiculous. Yep, I said that. It has become stupid ridiculous. Alright, if you do not have a clean driving record, no tickets, no accidents in 5+ years, then we don't want you. And you can't really blame the companies entirely. Many insurance companies say, well, we're going to raise your rates if you hire drivers that have had a ticket, blah, 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 blah.
Keep right, and then turn right. Turn right.
It's one thing to be safe. Okay?
Keep left.
To have a safe driver on the road is imperative. I mean, you gotta have it. Your drivers have got to be safe. But with the government overreach on trucking and all the BS from people
Keep left.
who have never in their life drove a truck, and most of them probably haven't even been inside a truck on a run
Keep
to
left.
see what really goes on. Okay? There is so much government overreach. You've got to have this. You got to have that. You got it. Okay. The problem I see
Keep left.
as a driver problem I see is you got all these suits saying, let's make trucking safer. Okay, well, let's make this rule, that rule. Oh, that rule ain't working, so let's make another rule. Well, you got drivers out here can't find a parking spot for their mandatory shutdown of 10 hours after working a 14-hour day. Okay, let's talk about that.
Keep left.
There's not many truck stops in the northwest or northeast above I-40 that you can safely park a truck. Many drivers are forced to find an abandoned parking lot and others are simply forced to pull off the side of the road. Okay? And not in very good neighborhoods. And the police and the lawmakers said, well, it's not my problem. Well, it is your problem. Truckers need a safe place to pull over. And I'm here to tell you, I've been all over this country. Mostly in the South, but I have been all over this country. And I'm here to tell you, you pull in to most rest areas, you got a pretty safe place to park. But I have been in many rest areas that did not have adequate facilities for a person to go to the restroom if they gotta go to the restroom. You're shut down for 10 hours. You do not have the luxury of going to the restroom because there are none. Hello. And I have been in many that they come in at 7, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, and they close the restrooms and lock them up till next day. A man's got to use the restroom, or a woman's got to use the restroom. They should be available. Okay? Even if it's an old-fashioned outhouse type restroom, it's still a restroom. It still should be available. That's one thing. Number two, they should be secure. The police, private security, whatever, should be available on the premises. Oh, I can't afford to put an officer out there 24/7. I'm not saying that. If you had a cop
right, then exit right.
in his normal runs,
Exit right.
drive through, inspect it, make sure everything's what it's supposed to be,
At the roundabout, take the third exit.
that would be wonderful. But they're not going to do that. So, third exit, third exit.
Exit now. Keep right.
I have been in many situations where there wasn't any place to park. But I was out of hours. And to get to a safe parking spot, a lot of times I would go to the location I was to be at the next day and park there. And even that, in many places, have gates and such. gotta be. So yeah, it can get to be pretty screwy there. Another thing is companies look for drivers. Then once they get drivers, they look for every little thing they can to get rid of that driver.
Go straight.
Any little imperfection in their driving, and with these onboard cameras and things of this nature, yeah, a lot of these trucks have cameras facing the driver, facing the road, and they can see
Go
when
straight.
that camera goes off, sends them a feed. They can see that car
Keep left.
jumped in front of you and you really didn't have time. You was right up on him. They can see all this. They can see that the car slowed down. And they're going to blame the driver instead of using it for purposes it was intended. They use it as a whooping.
Go straight.
They put so much on the driver that he has no time to drive
Go straight.
because he's too busy trying to jump through all these hoops. Now, if you've got one or two tickets, 3 tickets at the most, I can understand that. Now you got 4, 5, 6, 8 tickets in a year's time. You're doing
Go
something
straight.
wrong. A lot of companies will
Keep
tell
left.
a driver, show up with a full tank of fuel. And the reason they want you to have a full tank of fuel is because they plan to put as much weight as they can on that truck to bring it to legal weight. So they can get the most for their money.
Keep right. And then exit right.
Another myth that's out there
Exit right.
is that all truck drivers know what they're doing. Not all truck drivers know what they're doing. You have many drivers out there can't speak a bit of English, can't read a bit of English writing. Well, if you can't read the signs, know what they say, you can't read the manifest, know what it says, how can you drive? You can't. I cannot go to Mexico, Spain, Germany, any of those places, and get a job driving a commercial truck because I do not know the language. I cannot read the language. Therefore, I don't know what's going on. Plain and simple. That's the long and short of it. And see, back in the 30s, late 20s, early 30s, clear up to around 2000, 98, 2000, something like that, you could not get a commercial driver's license in the United States unless you was a citizen. There were exceptions, but you still had American citizens pulling freight for the vast majority. And I'm not saying white, black. I'm saying American citizens that could read, write, and understand the language. And then the government and their overreach says, oh, let's create visas where people can come over and drive truck. And it got out of hand. And it got out of hand real quick. And then you had all these people out here on the road that can't read the signs, don't know what half of them mean, and can't speak a lick of English. And then they're pulling U-turns in the middle of the interstate, and people start dying. And it finally got bad enough, they said, well, if you can't read or write, we're going to take you off the road. They should have never been allowed on the road. And many of those drivers obtained their license illegally to start with. You cannot convince me otherwise. So we don't have a driver shortage. What we have is people who cannot get a job because of their driving record, or they were stupid and did some stupid things. Now they got a criminal record. Well, we can't have no criminal on the road. Listen, the past is the past. If they've learned from their mistake, and you can tell that real easy. Alright, somebody who got in trouble ended up with a criminal record. Don't matter what it is, they ended up with a criminal record. And you look at their situation from that point. Well, you know, that person has not been in trouble with the law since that happened. That was 5, 8, 10 years ago or longer. Well, that tells you right there that whatever happened then has been rectified.
Go straight.
And then you're going to sit there and tell me, well, they're criminals. No, they're not a criminal. They have a past, but that doesn't mean they're a criminal. And a lot of places won't hire you because of. If you've changed your habits where you don't do those things, and it shows that you have not been in no trouble, okay, people. Here's what we get into: a little religion, a little politics. God forgives, man doesn't. They will hold whatever they can against you for every minute you're alive. That's the problem. You've not got enough people who have perfect records.
Go straight.
But you do have plenty of drivers out there that can drive, will drive. So there's the problem. The problem lies with the system, not the shortage. The system is the reason for any so-called shortage.
Go straight.
Hey, Joe Blow out there. I would love to hire you. I need a man to take this truck, run these roads for me. Or I need a man to drive this forklift, load these trucks. Or
Keep left.
I need a
Then turn
man,
left.
woman, to flip these hamburgers or whatever it
Turn
may
left.
be. But I can't hire you because you screwed up when you was 20. It don't matter that you're 45 years old now and not been in trouble with the law since. I need somebody with a clean background, clean driving record, clean this. And I don't know anybody who hasn't wrote a hot check or oversplit their bank account or whatever now and again. We've all done it.
Go straight.
But you don't have a clean record, so therefore we can't use you. Need to change your thinking, people. Welcome to Dodge City. Well, we got 37 miles to go. This is a quick little run, I think. So yeah, it's not the shortage that's the problem. It's the over-regulations. The bureaucratic malarkey. Yes, you got to have some of it. You got to keep the roads safe. You've got to keep the trucks in good working condition. I understand that. But I also understand that things happen. Okay. I don't see the police pulling over this car that's all duct taped up, all beat up, blowing smoky oil all through the exhaust. Nobody says nothing. But you let a light be out on a truck, or the tire pressure being a little low, and they're ready to put you out of service until you get it fixed. If we start doing that with automobiles, a lot of this junk you see on the road today wouldn't be on the road. And some of this junk is exactly that, and they look like brand new cars. But they blow up engines and transmissions and everything else in 50, 60,000 miles. So, unless you got an absolute clear record unless you got an absolute clean, immaculate truck, you are in violation and are not wanted. Not that you're not willing. So there's where our problem lies. You need to cut through this red tape mess and get it straightened out proper. New rules, new regulations aren't the answer. And if you ain't never been inside a truck trying to make a living, or you ain't been inside a warehouse actually doing the work, shut up, leave us alone, and let us get it done. That's my opinion. I said it and I will stand by it. I can sit here all day long and tell you how to cook a steak or how to bake a potato. I ain't no cook. I can tell you what I like, but as for you to actually cook it, yeah, I eat my own cooking. My wife eats my cooking. But I guarantee you I mess up a whole lot because I'm no cook. But when it comes to driving,
and then turn right. Turn right.
There's very little I don't know. Especially when the light turns green. Because I got my little helper in the car. Boy, she'll let me know it right now. She says, hey, there's a stop sign coming up. Don't you think you ought to stop? Yeah, when I get to it. But I tell you what, I'm really grateful to have her. Yes. Because she has saved my butt. Because there are times I've overlooked something.
Go straight.
One of her favorites is, I am really shocked this car can do 60 miles an hour in a 55. That's just unbelievable. Well, I'm not perfect. But for the most part, if you have the ability to drive and you show the skills thereof,
Right.
and you can read the road signs. And you can read the manifest.
Exit right.
You should be able to drive. And stop the bull.
Get ready to turn left.
Now this is my opinion. And
turn left.
Opinions are a whole lot like noses. Everybody's got one. Now we get up here and drop this off. I'm gonna let you take a look at this trailer.
Keep right, and then turn
left. First started.
Turn right.
So I'll do a little look-see at the trailer before we drop it off here, okay? Alright, that nice Halloweeny type paint job, I guess. Does look interesting. They've got a spooky rear door. Yeah, right. Let's run this way. This way is what I want to do. I want to see if there's anything on the front of it. Nah, it's just flat black. But we got cows. There are a bunch of cows. Jump back in here, bring our mirrors up. Now let's go ahead and get this thing unloaded.
We're here. Now drop the load and go.
We're here. Now drop the load. Yeah. Say we can't get this backed up in here like we know what we're doing. Well, we're doing pretty good thus far. Let's slide it over a little bit. A little bit more. Hold it right there. Kick it over. Now, let's straighten it up. Shut her down. Drop our trailer. Alright, 466 miles. 87.8 gallons of fuel. World truck contracts completed, 563. We did receive all our bonuses. And we didn't wreck. Hot dog. Y'all be careful. Y'all be kind. May God bless you and keep you.